You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so we have discussed about the basic of the
Cloud
topic
computing.
cloud computing, Microsoft Azure fundamental, and
Yeah.
that we are going to cover it. So these are the topics which is basic for the all the clouds applicable mostly probably. We will talk about this session number one, cloud concepts, the
Mm-hmm.
basic overall very basic cloud concept, and then we will focus for the next session onwards, we will focus on to Azure fundamental. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
as you have already gone through that, we have already these are the topics. So various topics we are going to discuss, but let's talk about the before that cloud concept. What is the cloud? Uh,
The
so
cloud.
what is the cloud for your understanding?
The cloud is the use of a remote server in the internet to store, manage, and process data rather than using a local server or your own PC.
Right. So let's have a basic why the cloud. What is the cloud computing? What are the cloud models is available right now in the market?
You got you
And
got two you got two of them, right? Cloud module.
yeah, so you have a IIS, PAS, IIS, PAS, and you have SAS. Okay, so we
Yes.
will talk about the three models, and we will
So
see
those module is part of the service module, right?
service models. Absolutely, like right.
Yeah.
So that we will discuss, and hands-on we will see that first. Let's understand. So to access the cloud, the basic things you should have a internet. Okay, so
Internet.
mostly you are connecting to the remote server to the
Yeah.
internet, which is all the stuff which is stored on the cloud. I mean, we can
On the
say in
cloud.
the internet. Okay, to
Hmm.
manage the everything what you require for as your personal as well as your business requirement. You can create the
Yeah.
business. It's a large cloud computing, large resources are available. When I say the cloud computing means there is a lot of things is involved, like you have a compute resource, how much RAM you want, a storage you want, CPU you want. Then there are the different model where the applications also is ready. You can just bring the code also, you can execute it. So there are different kinds of services which is being provided. But let's see in these topics. The cloud computing, we can say in the general word, it is use of the remote server on the internet to store, manage, and process data rather than a local server on your personal computer. So instead of having a personal computer local in your in your data center or in your house, instead of that, in your computer laptop you can connect via internet and access the cloud
The cloud.
resources. When we see the cloud models, we can see there is a
Two type.
there is a deployment models and there is a service models. So I have
Service module.
defined
Yes.
here the how you can use the cloud. Okay, so generally the cloud is being divided in the two. You can deploy in the three models, like a public cloud. You can define hybrid cloud and private cloud. And what you can deploy, you can deploy as a IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. This we will
Yeah.
discuss in the coming slide. So what is the public hybrid? And public means completely you are going on the cloud and going to access
Yeah.
everything will be. Now
Hmm.
let's see, for the example, you have a existing data center and you want to leverage, you want to extend to the cloud. Then you have to create the hybrid cloud scenario. And
Hybrid cloud
yeah,
scenario.
so you can leverage, you can use the existing data center, and as well as you can use the public cloud. So what is the scenario here? Let's talk about the hybrid cloud scenario. For example, let's say you have 100 users right now, and now your team is growing and you are going to hire another 100 users, so 200, but you don't have a resource, existing resource in your data center, and you got the project and you want to execute it. Then how do you do that immediately? So and and also there is a from the finance team, there is also budget constraint. They are not ready to approve it, or buying the servers and extending. There is a lot of limit. Okay, we will talk about that. So you have a
Mm-hmm.
very limitation on your data center, and it is not immediately to extend the 100 user or buy the 200 or 50 servers and start. It takes a lot of time for the procuring the hardware and racking and stacking in the existing data center.
Yeah.
So for in this scenario, immediately you go to the public cloud and create the scenario with hybrid cloud, and you can use. So mostly in the hybrid cloud, you will be using the existing data center resources as well as leveraging the public cloud. Okay. Private cloud, in the public cloud, you can also create the private cloud. Okay, where you can have a secret, you will feel like you have a dedicated resource in your cloud. So these models you can deploy it. Now if you look at to the cloud computing, so as we discussed, there are IS means infrastructure as a service, PaaS platform
Uh-huh.
as a service, and SaaS is a software as a service. So we can also say host. If you want to host something, then you go for the IaaS. PaaS means
Host. Yeah.
build. Okay, building the
Mm-hmm.
platform as a service, and SaaS is completely consumable. You can consume everything is ready. You just need to log in and start using the SaaS model. Where the PaaS you have to build it, host as you have to build it. Let's see how it is. How are the build, host, and consume? Now, if you look at to this scenario, cloud computing here.
Package.
In this scenario, you see here, you will manage everything. Okay,
Everything. That's everything is managed by the owner.
everything. Yeah, it's look like your data
Who's-
center. Okay, PaaS.
Yes.
Infrastructure as a service. You see the basic infrastructure is being provided by the cloud service provider, and you
Yeah.
have to manage your own OS, any middleware, any runtime environment or data, whatever the data you are creating, application, everything you have
Mm-hmm.
to manage it. You got the basic infrastructure from the cloud provider. Now, if you talk
Mm-hmm.
about the platform as a service, what is that? So, platform as a service, you have a more managed by the vendor. So, the cloud provider will manage the networking, storage, server, virtualization, even the OS will manage. Okay, they will give you the interface where you manage your data and applications. So, platform as a service is a PaaS. You have to manage your application and data. Okay. No, again, there are a lot of security concern and all that we will discuss about that when we start the deep, different session. Software as a service, if you look at managed by the vendor, you see
By the vendor.
everything.
All you have to do as a owner, you just gotta get it and then consume it because
Absolutely
everything is managed by the vendor.
right. So the new word which you have learned today, we discuss IS, PaaS, and SaaS. So it's very
Yeah.
famous models in this. Let's see in the
Mm-hmm.
different format here. So it's the same thing. You manage, that is called the service models. So and the cloud model, cloud computing. So this is the three way you
Yeah.
can deploy the cloud computing and consume it. Okay,
Mr. Lal, the deployment module on the deployment module, the hybrid cloud isn't it the combination of the public cloud and the private cloud?
absolutely. The private which we have a data center, we can say that you can do that. It's a completely right.
Okay. Just wanted to understand the explanation that you just gave me.
Yeah,
So
so
if
here let's see, we can discuss about that. So let's say you have a DC. This is your DC, existing DC, and
Mhm.
this is your cloud. Okay, this is your cloud. Okay, you
Mhm.
let's say for example you are on the Azure cloud. Now in the DC you have already 50 servers you have. Okay, 50 servers are there, and there are 100 users which is being 100 users are already accessing the servers. Now
Mhm.
50 users. for the 100 users, 50 servers which is capable to, you know, provide the
The service.
services, okay,
Services.
existing data
Hmm.
center. Now you have got another 100 servers, and yeah, you have a lot of constraint of the DC. You can't expand, you don't have a space to bring the another 50 servers, and racking, stacking, cabling, power constraint, financial, because when you are buying the servers, you have to upfront, the cost is involved, you have to procurement, and it has to go through the, financial approval. There's a lot of approval hierarchy in the any companies, right? It go to the proper approval, and then once you got approved, then you will place the order and you buy the servers. When coming to, when you are buying the server, maybe it will be more than 2 to 3 months it will take, minimum 2 to 3 months it will take to bring the servers in your data center and start it.
Hmm.
Okay. Immediately, if you want to do that, you can connect directly here. You can see that you can connect the link from cloud Azure to the here, and you can extend here. You can deploy, instead of 50 servers, you can deploy the 50 VMs here. Okay, and you can start the doing that. Now you have a slash data here. Let's say slash data. So all the data is centrally, all the data is stored here. Now make sure ki this all the data, data directory, or whatever the data is, the application data, that can be also used in this server, so you can mount it, because you have created the hybrid scenario. that's called the
Okay.
that's called the hybrid scenario. So combination of public and private cloud, you can say the hybrid
Hmm.
scenario. How it is being used, what are the technology is being used, we will talk about the session when we come to that. But did you understand the how, what is the hybrid cloud?
Yeah, I see the concept because the DC over here is the private,
Right,
while the cloud over here is a public. So then when you mirror your data through you clone your data through there. So then you make it hybrid. Get it?
right, good, okay. Now, okay, so let's see now the next, what are the cloud providers are there, who provide the services. As you can see that there are many players in the markets, cloud service provider, but we will talk about, these are the famous, Microsoft, Azure, Amazon, AWS. You have a rack space, you have a VMware, GCP,
V,
Google Cloud Platform.
VMware is his own entity.
Yeah,
VMware.
VMware also having a cloud, okay, but it's not that much famous. We will see what is the market, market position for
Mm-hmm.
them, and but mostly, if you see, DigitalOcean also is famous, but mostly we have used, I have used last, 10 to 12 years, AWS and Microsoft Azure and GCP. So these are the,
Okay.
even Oracle having a own cloud, okay, they have a cloud,
Okay.
public cloud, okay. So let's see what are the, so these are the cloud provider, to name some of the important, we can say the AWS, Amazon, GCP and Microsoft Azure. Let's see what are the market share is, what is the market share for these people. So if you see in the 2019, Amazon was 33% in the market holder, Microsoft Azure is 18%. Again, GCP was just growing because initially they created their own and then extended for the public. And again, they have IBM Cloud. Alibaba also is getting famous. Oracle, you can see here, market shares having a 20%. Okay.
Having 2%.
So now it's a 2%, sorry, yeah. So these are the platform service which they provide, the hosted, the public cloud service. But if you look at to the, in quarter 2024, I have a data. You see still
Oh
how
wow!
the
So
AWS,
Azure kind of little catch up from to 19 to what was 19?
yeah.
2019. What was it again?
So if you look at to the
2019. It was
18%,
18.
yeah.
So now they have what? Now 22,
Now you see here they are in the 20%, and you see the
20%.
AWS is little bit down. Okay.
Yeah.
But in parallelly, if you look at the Google also has improved a lot.
Yes.
Google
From
is
from six to from
six,
6 to 12.
yeah, from
Wow. So they double it.
yeah, almost 8 to 12. And Alibaba is, see here, Oracle also not much. But yeah, IBM and all we
Oh,
see that
Alibaba! Wow, Alibaba just surpassed
4%.
IBM Cloud and Oracle.
Right. So you see the major market players are AWS, Azure, and GCP. Again, AWS are the famous.
What was the word they said? You said GCP. What was what?
Okay, GCP is a Google Cloud. If you look at the Google Cloud,
Oh, it is called GCP.
GCP, right? Google Cloud provider. Okay.
The P, what's the P? GCP, P mean GC. I know G is Google, C mean
Yeah,
cloud, P is
Google
what?
Cloud Platform.
Platform. Okay,
Right.
got you.
Okay.
GCP.
GCP.
Okay,
We call it the GCP. So major market
GCP
players are AWS, Azure, and
and
Google
GCP.
Cloud, GCP. So these are Alibaba again is growing. Oracle also is very a bit slow.
So their revenue seems like slows down.
Hmm.
He used 2019. They had a bigger revenue
Yeah,
than
this is the
2024.
latest trend data of that, and still we can see the
Yeah,
AWS and Azure is on the race. AWS is leading. Again, depends on the region, but yeah, Azure also is fast, growing
yeah.
cloud provider.
Hmm.
Now the question is, why is the cloud computer typically cheaper to the use? What is the reason? So
So either lower your operating costs.
as operating cost, you don't have to pay upfront. You can go pay as you go pricing model. So the best part of the cloud provider is pay as you go pricing model.
Pay as you
Typically,
go. Yeah,
yeah, typically you don't have to pay the whole stack of the servers what you have reserved, and in the how the data center traditional way. Generally, we have to upfront buy everything, and then you don't
yeah,
know what is going to work. You are just assuming that it will work your application. If your application doesn't support, if there is some problem, then again it is the cost involved and it's difficult. But here, what is the
yeah,
tested model? And you can, if this doesn't work, you go for that. You have a
yeah.
lot of services, and the best part is pay as you go pricing model. Operating as a lower, your operating cost is very less. Run your infrastructure more efficiently. You can tighten once you get mature on the cloud. You can effectively run and mature, and very tightly you can work for the pricing and all. Scale as your business needs change. That's a very important nowadays. If you look at, let's see, if your business is growing and you want to
Expand.
expand, then in the just one click, it will expand your infrastructure,
Yeah.
and you can scale up and scale down also. You can do if you don't need it. Let's say some of the project you got for the quick, or very short span of time, and then you want to work on that and you want to close it. So you take how many days you want to use, and then you can close it. Okay, so that is
You can
also
always go. You can always go back and then get it back too,
back
right?
there. Yeah, that is a scale up and a scale down. You can go on the demand. Okay,
Because once you scale down, you can also go back and scale up.
a scale up. You can do that. So that is also famous for that. So what are the cloud computing, as we have discussed? Reliability, scalability.
Yeah.
You can vertically or horizontally. You can expand. You can increase the capacity, decrease the capacity, whatever you want. But there are some certain condition. But yeah, but these are the word is very famous. As a vertically compute capacity can be increased by adding the RAM, CPU, or virtual machine. uh, Horizontally also you can increase the capacity whatever you need it. Elasticity, that's another word called the elasticity.
Yeah, elasticity and
So the
in the cloud.
cloud-based application can be configured to allow always have the resource key need. So cloud-based application can be configured. You can configure it always. Agility. What is the agility?
Agility is like mobility. Like
Mobility. Quickly you can do whatever you want. Application requirement change, you can do that.
yeah,
And geo distribution, application and data can be deployed to the regional data center around the globe. So your customer always have the best performance in their regions. So geo distribution in the sense you have a data, you have a option to choose your nearest data center, in your country wherever you located. So we will talk about the more about the Azure, how many regions they have, how many countries they are located, and how you can effect. But in the short here, most of the countries there are data center available for the most of the cloud provider, and where you can utilize, so performance will not be impacted for you, so you will get the best performance. Okay. Now there are some restrictions. Some of the VMs, some of the high level of VMs, some of the country is not available. Some of the region or availability zone is not available. That we will discuss. But right now, I just want to make the point. You have a data center in your nearest location where you can use, and you can beat the
That's what.
performance. You have a best
That's where you
performance.
use the. That's where you use the availability zone, right?
Availability zones. Yeah. Now another word is called the disaster recovery. By taking advantage of the cloud-based backup services, you have a disaster recovery, you can data replication, you can do the multiple regions. Okay, so by default, once you deploy, it will be the availability zone 1 and A or B, you can enable it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the within the regions, but you can also replicate from one geo to another geo. Okay,
Okay.
from it means from one country to another country also, even the completely geographically you can change, geo completely you can change it, you can keep one data to the, if the company rules allow, you can keep one data to the India, you can keep in the USA, you can keep in the
Hmm.
Singapore. So based on the how you have configured and how the your what kind of data you have or what is the company laws, accordingly you can make the disaster recovery and select the disaster recovery location. Okay, so these are the basic things what we have here in the cloud computing. Now you know what are the new, what are the, if you summary it, what you got it here, you have a new word, it's called the IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. You have a service models,
Yeah.
right, you got it, public cloud, hybrid cloud, private cloud. What are the new terminology, is basic terminology is here, what you see here, that is called the agility, reliability, scalability, elasticity,
Scalability,
geo
elasticity.
distribution, disaster recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, I think disaster recovery also we are building, if you have worked with the, private data center, own data center, so
Yeah.
disaster recovery is a not new word, but here is the different concept. Okay, agility you have, so these are the basic things. Now again I have put it in the ISN5 for the to see in the better way. So this is the basic cloud computing courses.
Hmm.
Okay, so in this basic cloud computing, I think, uh, what are the questions is raised here now. So for the basic cloud computing, what do you think, what kind of questions will come? So let's talk about the basic cloud computing questions. Okay,
Okay.
so I think we can have another sessions. I will stop this session, and I will create the
Okay.
another sessions, and we will talk about the cloud computing basic questions. Okay, what it
Okay.
will come. Okay, so be
Okay.
be on the line. I will share you the another meeting request, and we will
Sure.
discuss about that.
Okay.
Thank
Just
you.
close this one, right?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you.